So in the olden days, that kind of the disease itself was not there. The disease of husband and wife not getting along itself was not there. Both of them would be compatible. So when we look at all these kind of things, especially in the Manu Samhita, when it says Striyam Swatantriyam Narhate, it says that Swatantriya should not be given to women. Women are not eligible for Swatantriya. So when people hear this, they say, oh, misogynistic. Manu Samhita is all misogynistic. It's all heavily biased towards men. And women were suppressed and they were not given an opportunity to express themselves. A woman should be given the opportunity to decide for herself whom she wants to marry. So these are the kind of arguments put forth, especially by today's pseudo-secular, so-called liberal rationalists. Nice terminologies they invent. If you don't believe in God, if you believe God does not exist, then you are rational. Although there is no rationality in their belief. You ask them, do you have any proof to disprove God's existence? They have nothing. They will say, onus is upon you to prove. So you don't have any basis for not believing in God. You are not believing, you are believing that God does not exist is also a belief. It is also a faith. But I am a rational because I believe God does not exist. There is no rationality behind your belief, but you will call yourself a rational. You will call yourself a liberal. Why? Because women should be allowed to choose what they want to do, and they should be able to choose whom they want to marry, whom they want to have a relationship with, etc. They should be able to go out, work on their own, be independent, etc. This is called being liberal. People should have freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of choice of food, freedom of everything. So that's called being liberal. So generally these people are all left-leaning people, left in the sense leaning towards communism. But if you see, the guys, whoever are the leaders of communism are the morally most corrupt people. If you see the countries wherever communism is practiced, whether you take Cuba, whether you take erstwhile USSR, of course it was a socialist country, but still similar kind of ideology. If you look at old East Germany, if you look at North Korea, all those rulers in such countries were the ruling in those countries were all tyrannical. You take China also, tyrannical rulers, despots. They will not allow anybody to hold any view other than what they have. Anybody has dissents, immediately the guy is put into jail and finished. You look at North Korea, the guy who is the dictator there, his uncle was head of the army or something like that. So uncle means he's elder to him. This uncle and this nephew had some disagreement. So this guy is the dictator, the nephew is the dictator. So what he does, suddenly one fine day, this uncle disappears from the public eye. And then people come to know he has been put in jail. Why? Because he disagreed with his nephew. And then the nephew tells the public, we have found that he has done some corruption. So therefore, we have put him on the death row. Okay, he did some corruption. If somebody does some corruption, you don't hang that guy, right? You don't kill that guy. The punishment should be commensurate with the crime that the person committed. Just because he took some bribe or gave some money or did something like that, you cannot kill somebody. If he did some murder or something like that, you can send him to the gallows. But this guy, he said he is corrupt, and so I have found evidence against him, so execute him. How to execute him? They put him in front of the firing squad. What kind of firing squad? Take a gun and shoot the guy to death. That's the firing squad. That's the way of death sentence there. But then, this guy, this dictator, he's so cruel. That guy is such a mad fellow. What he did, he told, don't use ordinary gun. Use anti-aircraft gun and shoot that uncle to death. What kind of depraved mentality? These kind of rulers are the guys who become, so-called communist leaders. You see, any communist government, they will be the most cruel people. They will suppress all kinds of dissent. We all know what happened in Tiananmen Square few decades back. Some students, some people, the Chinese citizens, they were demonstrating peacefully that we want more, liberty. We want more, I guess they wanted democracy or something like that. And what the government did, they were peaceful demonstrators. They did not have any weapons. They were not throwing bombs or holding AK-47 in their hand. They were not terrorists. They were simply peacefully sitting in that Tiananmen Square and they were protesting. What the government does? Brings army tanks and crushes the people. So you can understand this philosophy of communism, it produces only demons. It produces dictators, tyrants. And these same people who espouse this philosophy, they talk about freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of choice of food, etc., blah, 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 blah. What kind of hypocrisy is this? Total hypocrisy. The rulers of these communist nations, they have no moral character. They will, the women will be the most exploited in those communist countries, and they call themselves that we are for all equality of man and woman. So it's all total hypocrisy. There is no, what they say and what they do are completely different things.